Welcome back to Friday Night Lights, week number 2.
That's right, week number 2. We hop over the bridge and into the Badger State to give you all things Wisconsin football. Beginning in Maple, Wisconsin, where they get the most beautiful sunsets, it's the Northwestern Tigers hosting the Spooner Rails. First quarter, Tigers already up 8-0 until Ethan Harms drops back and launches an absolute rocket into the hands of Bowden Teal. Teal goes the distance for the touchdown to put the Tigers up by another touchdown. But those two weren't done. Going for the 2-point conversion. Teal coming into your living rooms tonight. But with those 2 feet in and a secure football in hand, it's now 16-zip Tigers. Spooner on offense now, but not for long. Briar Burkhart doing his job on defense as Coach Kroll was preaching all night. Gets the INT only to set the Tigers up for you already know what. Another one of these. Harms with the handoff to Cooper Lawton. Another Tigers reservation for 6, and the home team leads by 3 touchdowns. And it didn't take much time for Harms to find more production out of this guy, Mr. Lawton, again. And that's how he will put the Tigers up 28-0, headed into the locker room. They'd only keep making Tiger touchdowns happen from there to get the home victory, 56-7 over Spooner.
And next we head to Alexis Bass's favorite place, Sparty Party Nation. The Spartans 0-2 looking for that first win on the year. But the Wildcats from River Falls got off to an early lead. Junior running back Hunter Parker walking one in on their very first possession. He grabs the first points of the night. But then Superior's offense got their chance. Quarterback Carson Smith keeps it himself, takes it to the end zone 17 yards later, and we're all tied up at 7. The Spartans defense also playing hard in the trenches tonight. Wildcats quarterback Tino Massa goes for the throw, but it's tipped and recovered by the Spartans, and then they turn that tip into another touchdown, taking the lead 14-7, but it's not enough for their first win on the year. Wildcats take the win 44-20. And over in Ashland, the Ordockers fell to the St. Croix Falls Saints by a score of 41-14, and the Northwood Solon Springs Eagles got the home victory tonight over Bruce, 50-22, the final. And Bass, while we're talking